Hey everyone, Flint Iron Steel here. Today we're looking at our train set, the HO scale train set. And for the late September or whatever update for you. So pardon the mess, but we do have buildings now. And I found this again. So this, I actually took out the substation kit and I've laid the base plate down over here. And this is just another transformer that I assembled. This is just another kit, just have it for a spare, I guess. I was gonna get a lowboy trailer, not trailer, a lowboy flat car and put it on there, but I haven't got around to doing that, so whatever. So the base plate's there, and then I took all the stuff out, and then during the time I was actually, sorry, I'm going all over the place. During the time that I was assembling these guys, I took all the pieces out. So there's our transmission towers. One over there, there, and there. Hi, Yogi. We had all those parts laid out in the garage and then on a piece of cardboard and painted all the parts a silver color, basically. Like chrome spray paint, basically just silver chrome, whatever. So that's what we did. But then I put this away because I needed to make room for something, and then I lost it. And I thought I was like, where the hell did I put it? Just found it underneath the curtain. So, oh well. We have, pardon this other mess over here. I'm just trying to find some switches and junk like that for a future project. Well, for the buildings anyway. So we have an industry office. It's footprint pieces right there. We also have Allied Rail Rebuilders, which is footprint pieces there. And we have, the last building we have in this area is Machine Shop, which is that footprint right there. So what we're going to do, more than likely, is that I stopped putting ballast here in my ground cover here, so I can add a switch and then a little curve that go into this building. And then what I'm going to do is try to get, instead of the bronze 19-degree crossing, I'm going to try to get a nickel plate one, code 100, and then put a switch right here and then put the crossing here and put another switch over there. So both main lines will have their own dedicated engine shop. So this is the older one. It's more tailored towards when EMDs were first coming out. So all my stuff is EMD. GP45s, GP40s, GP38s, GP9s. I have a couple switchers, and then I have a switcher, but it's not converted over yet. So this is the guy I just recently got. It's an Athearn unit. It is DCC ready, but I don't have a DCC decoder, so we aren't running it yet. All this guy, our Conrail engine and our CSX engine here are all DCC running right now. And if you notice, yes, I finally went the Digitrax route. I got a Digitrax Zephyr Extra. I recently cleared out all my Lionel stuff because I have this dedicated HO train set, and I'm investing a lot of time into it, and I don't want to really put anything on the wall, so as far as shelving for another layout. So I was like, well, this is just taking up space, so I decided to go ahead and get rid of it. So I sold the track on eBay. I tried to sell another complete set that I picked up a couple of years ago. It was a New York Central 1996, I think, Lionel set. And I had grandiose plans for it, but since I have this gigantic layout for this spare broom, I was like, well, what's the point in actually investing into a Lionel setup, because it's not going to be as realistic. Well, this isn't really realistic either, but it's not going to be that realistic, so what's the point in keeping it? So cleared out all my Lionel stuff, so I got rid of, I believe, 10 cars, 10 pieces of rolling stock, 2 engines, and one of the 90-watt transformers, one of the metal ones from the 1950s. Then I also got rid of that, in New York Central 1996 kit. So the guy at Traintown and Hobby of Somerville, South Carolina, I'm located in Charleston, so yay. He does take trades of everything, so he mainly just deals with Lionel stuff, so he wants Lionel stuff a lot. So he gave me $305 in store credit, or it would have been about $245 cash, but I took the store credit because I can get some more stuff. And then immediately turned around and got my Digitrax Zephyr DCS 51. It's a Zephyr Extra. And right now we are just going through the programming phase. So I'm going to sit down for a second. We removed the other Tech 2. This Tech 2 is just powering our AC switches. So it's powering both banks of them. I don't have them all connected in one single unit, so it got separated. And it powers all the switches, no problem. I gotta figure out what I want to do with it. And I'm also gonna get a DC power, because the stuff that's powered by DC power, DC accessories, is the lighting on that shed and the lighting on the power generation building, the power plant. So those are all DC powered accessories, so I gotta figure out a way to actually provide a 16-volt DC signal instead of using my power pack. But I got this hooked up, and then you'll see I had a time-lapse video. I put some quick disconnects, these splicers in there. So we have both layouts being powered by this guy, and I might need a booster for the second point. So here's our main power coming in for the main lines, and then over here is our other 2 power points that you saw earlier in the earlier video. So we are going through the process of basically converting over to DCC. I have ran that Conrail engine already. I have run the CSX engine and the Seaboard engine, all on the layout just using the default address of 3. But now I'm going through the process of actually programming these guys. So I have this one programmed, 2269, the Conrail engine. And then I'm going to program this one, which is a 2511 CSX. And then the Seaboard, which is a 626. 626, that's an old area code where I used to live. But then we'll go ahead and we'll get some DCC decoders for this guy. For this one, because this is an Athearn, and this is an Atlas. We have, I think it's an RS12 or whatever the heck it is, engine in there that needs a DCC decoder. There is a steam engine in there that needs a DCC decoder as well. Those 2 back there are analog, so I think I'm just going to leave them here, because this whole siding is electrically isolated from everything else. So we're just going to probably just leave those 2 idle and just have them sit in the shed or whatever, or maybe put a double gap or insulated rail over there for the machine shop, and just put that GP60 in there. But that's your update. So pardon the mess. I did plan ahead, way ahead in advance. So when I was assembling this whole entire layout, I glued these 2 pieces of straight rigid track. They're not flex. They're straight rigid track. Whatever length they are. I can't remember what length they are. But they're just, I think they're the standard 4-footers. So we glued that there in hopes of using them as a programming track, and I, again, pardon the mess. It's getting there. I just soldered on the power leads to it, so there's a little bit of flux on here. Still got to clean that off a little bit, but right now this one's main programming track. So just put our engine right there, turn our thing on, and program it or whatever. I'm liking the operation of this, but I'm probably going to expand it, which is good because you can. So basically you got your local net A and B over here, and you can expand out. I'm probably going to get a booster for the other two power points, so I don't have to do this splice setup. We are not running any circuit breakers just yet, just making sure everything functions and functions correctly. We will go that route of getting some DC circuit breakers, so maybe some, I would say probably about 6 amp circuit breakers or so, just so when there's a short nothing goes wrong. And then wire strippers, clamp on ammeter, my other multimeter, vacuum cleaner for messes, which I need now, and then my GoPro knockoff, which is good for time lapse but not good for anything else, and then my pair of dikes, and then there's my flux and my rosin core solder. But this is just screen protectors for my stupid phone, so I just have everything on this stupid layout. So we also got this solid gold boxcar, 50-foot boxcar. We also got these two Southern covered hopper cars when we got this guy. So these are all Atherns. We got this one because I thought it was interesting, but here we're going to take it off and dork with it. So it's multicolored on this side, which I like a lot, but on the other side it's not painted, and that makes you sad because I like the color scheme on it, and you know, I like the whole the chemistry code on it, you know. But on this side it's just blank, and it's just why don't paint the other side, please? That'd be nice. But everything else is as it was. This is our track cleaner car, which I was running for a little bit earlier this week, getting all the dust and Dixie hair off the layout. Yogi doesn't shed that much, but Dixie does, so hair gets everywhere. But that's your update. I had gone the Digitrax DCC route. I was just waiting for a good opportunity to spend $300, and it just happened to be what's that word, serendipitous or whatever, that I got a pretty hefty store credit at Traintown just for trading in old stuff. It was all functional. It just needed to be a little bit cleaned. I had two engines there from the 1950s. One was a magnet traction and the other one was a Prairie. So they both needed to be cleaned up, but they did power on, but they were really, really, really sluggish and, if not hesitant, to run. But we got $300 in store credit, turned around and got that guy. So we got $60 left, and we're going to find out what to spend it on. Probably get some more decoders. So I got to find out what sockets on that guy and what sockets on this guy, and the last one in the shed. So I'll find out which sockets they have on them and what I need. So, all right, guys. So, like I said, it is messy. We will be going down the route of assembling all three of these buildings. I will more likely do a time lapse of that, since my video taking skills kind of sucks with that camera. And the camera I'm using right now, which happens to be my cell phone, isn't the greatest either because I don't have a mount for it. So we'll figure something out. But more likely it's going to be a tripod, but we're going to paint this stuff up. We're probably going to weather it. Same method that we used on the powerhouse, because it looked like there's mortar in there. I used watered down acrylic and then brushed it in there and then wait for it to dry and then rub the surface with the alcohol soaked rag, so it just takes off the surface stuff and leaves the stuff in the cracks. All this, the tan, is spray paint. So that's just done with masking tape and pieces of paper. So this is all that. The glass inside of it is not clear, so it's opaque because I did a little frost on it. I used a matte clear on there, so that's what that is. So we will go the route of actually weathering everything. This one was weathered with just a standard compressed air airbrush kit. So it just basically has enamel paint on it, which is rust browned or whatever, and then the rust lines were strips of paper taped on there and then sliced into like a little V or whatever, and then just paint it over, just spray paint it over. So we still got a lot of work to do, but I'm enjoying it and taking my sweet time with it. So alright guys, I've talked way too long. I'm over 15 minutes. And I'll say it for the third time or fourth time, pardon the mess, but we are getting there. Alright guys, Flint Iron Steel signing off. Have fun. Bye.